Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were last night spotted out partying with Misha Nuno and Mikey Hayes in New York as they kick-started their tour of the city. Exclusive pictures for Mail Online show. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the Rouge security team descended on the swanky Bemelmans bar in the 1300 libras a night Carlisle Hotel in New York City. Witnesses said the couple, who have left their children Archie and Lilibet in Los Angeles during the three-day trip, pulled up with tens of cars and about 20 guards. Onlookers watched as their red muscle took over tables around them trying to blend in as they sipped pre-dinner cocktails and chatted with Misha Nuno and her oil baron husband Mikey Hayes. Misha, who is rumored to have introduced Meghan and Prince Harry, married her husband, 33, in a star-studded ceremony in Rome in 2019. Other stoned punters said Harry and Meghan drank martinis before leaving via the back door around 3 hours later and bundling into their Cadillac Escalade. It came the night before the couple visited the 9/11 Memorial and One World Trade Center during their first major public appearance since quitting the royal family. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are far from the first big names to grace the floors of 1300 libras a night the Carlisle Hotel in New York City. Meghan and Harry were pictured enjoying drinks at Bemelmans, the swanky 1947 piano bar that has been frequented by Bono, Mariah Carey, John Mayer and Billy Joel. Princess Diana was known to be a regular guest at the Carlisle, known as New York's Tower of Power, which enjoys spectacular rooftop views of Central Park. And other royals, including Prince Charles and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, have also stayed there in 2005 and 2014 respectively. Designed in Art Deco style and built in 1930, today the Carlisle boasts 190 rooms and suites. A stone's throw away from the city's famous Madison Avenue, the Carlisle boasts of offering its elite clientele the perfect blend of discretion and grace. The historical landmark has seen a wealth of stars, celebrities and world leaders pass through its halls over the past 80 years. Woody Allen was known to have played clarinet in the café, while guests have reported brushing shoulders with Steve Jobs, David Bowie, Michael Jackson and Mick Jagger while losing the leaves. At least 6 former US presidents called on the Carlisle as a home away from home, with insiders dubbing the luxury hotel the New York White House as a result. President John F. Kennedy even reportedly snuck Marilyn Monroe into his 34-floor room through the service entrance and back doors of the hotel. Last year, the bombshell biography Finding Freedom, co-authored by journalists Omid Scobie and Caroline Duran, documented the friendship of Meghan Markle and Misha. It alleges how Marcus Anderson, Soho House's global membership director, provided the royal with introductions to many business and cultural elites, both in Canada and further afield. The author's penned, at a Soho House launch in Miami, he was the one who sat the actress next to Misha, a budding fashion designer with a vivacious personality and impeccable pedigree. The occasion for the December 2014 Miami trip was Art Basel, a decadent art fair that brings the internationally rich and famous for a week of parties and events of all sorts and sizes. Marcus invited Meghan, an art lover, to stay at the epicenter of the action, Soho Beach House, to set some sun, see some art, and have some fun. A perfect place to make new friends and connections, the Soho House event saw Misha and Meghan hit it off immediately. The explosive biography goes on to suggest Misha and Marcus were behind Meghan and Prince Harry's first meeting. It's thought the Duchess' close pals set the pair, who are now living in the USA, up on a blind date in London. The Duchess has continued to support her friend by wearing Misha Nuno styles over the years and donned the famous boyfriend shirt for her first appearance alongside Prince Harry, and also wore another of Misha's designs for her final day of meetings in the UK before stepping back from royal duties. The details of the Sussex trip to the Big Apple are closely guarded, but they are thought to be heading to 51 Plaza in Midtown East at 1 de la tarde on Thursday. It is an apartment building close to the United Nations global headquarters and is home to the US ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas Greenfield. The purpose of the drop-in session has not been released, but it will mark the second stop on their trip around the city. Earlier atop the One World Trade Center, Meghan, 40, smiled and said, "It's wonderful to be back in New York," almost exactly 2 years on from her last visit in September 2019 when she cheered on close friend and tennis star Serena Williams at the 2019 US Open. The Duchess, who wore heavy fall clothes despite humid 80 F weather, spoke moments before she and her husband visited the 9/11 Memorial as part of their first big public trip together since quitting the royal family in early 2020. She and her husband Harry, 37, posed for photos in front of the observatory's floor-to-ceiling windows, which offer stunning views of New York City and New Jersey. The Sussexes were joined by New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, 63, NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio, 60, de Blasio's wife Shirley McRae, 66, and the couple's son Dante, 24, Harry and Meghan, who arrived in NYC on Wednesday, and are rumored to be staying at the $1,300 a night Carlisle Hotel, then visited the 9/11 Memorial Pools around 9 de la mañana EST. The couple inspected the large black pools, built in the footprints of the original Twin Towers, before entering the 9/11 Museum, which sits underneath, and spending around half an hour inside. Saturday's Global Citizen concert in Central Park is the Sussex next confirmed appearance, and it is currently unclear how they will spend the remainder of Thursday and Friday. Harry and Meghan, who donned somber dark outfits, walked hand in hand around the Memorial Pools and Museum accompanied by National September 11 Memorial Museum President Alice Greenwald and Patricia Harris from Bloomberg Philanthropy. The couple's 2-year-old son Archie and 3-month-old daughter Lilibet remain at home in California. Meghan last visited the city in February 2019, when pals including Amal Clooney and Gayle King held a lavish baby shower for her at the Mark Hotel's $75,000 a night penthouse suite on Manhattan's Upper East Side. The Duchess traveled to that event from London on a private jet, with the bus estimated to have cost $500,000. It is unclear if the Sussexes, famed for their pronouncements on climate change, arrived in New York on a commercial flight or flew there by private jet. It is also unclear who is paying for the trip and for the security detail around the Sussexes. Harry and Meghan arrived at One World Trade Center at 8:14 de la mañana Thursday in somber outfits, likely chosen for their planned trip to the nearby 9/11 Memorial afterwards. The couple exited a black SUV, and were whisked up to the skyscraper's viewing deck, which sits between floors 100 and 102 to meet Hochul and de Blasio, who arrived moments before the royals. Meghan donned a stylish dark blue outfit, with a matching jacket, polo neck, wide-legged trousers, heels and her hair swept back into a business-like bun. She wore simple pearl earrings and muted makeup. Harry wore a complementary dark suit and tie. The couple were snap-donning black face masks as they entered One World Trade Center. They held hands as they walked up the steps of the building, with Harry giving a wave to watching fans who shouted his name on seeing him. No details on why the royals are meeting with the Democrat lawmakers and what they plan to discuss were shared in advance. De Blasio's wife Shirley McRae, 66, and the mayoral couple's son Dante, 24, were also there to welcome the royal couple, who are visiting from their home in Montecito, California. The mayor and governor arrived and entered the building a few minutes ahead of the Sussexes. A small group of taxi drivers protested the event to call on Mayor de Blasio to offer additional protection for yellow cab drivers who have been hit by the rise in popularity of ride-hailing apps such as Uber and Lyft, with security also present to guard the royals and politicians. De Blasio helped the cabbies, Mr. Mayor helped the cabbies, the group chanted as de Blasio arrived at the building. One of the drivers told Daily Mail. Com called for the mayor to focus on supporting New Yorkers rather than mingling with royals. The mayor should take care of the people, not spend money on this, said Barbara Basiausauka. Mayor de Blasio shared a live stream of himself and Hochul with the royal couple posing for photos in front of the observation deck's floor-to-ceiling windows, which offer stunning views of New York and New Jersey. He captioned the video. The tragedy of September 11 touched the entire world, and it's still felt today. We're honored to join Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, at One World Observatory. The group put masks on to enter the building, removed them for photos at the top, then put them back on after the photo opportunity. Afterwards, the Sussexes came back down to ground level, and posed with Hochul, de Blasio, the mayor's wife and son for another photo. They hugged, smiled and laughed before Harry and Meghan walked down towards the 9/11 Memorial alone. A fan shouted, "You look beautiful, Meghan, I love you," prompting the Duchess to smile and wave, saying thank you. Meghan and Harry parted ways with the lawmakers at the entrance to the tower to then visit the 9/11 Memorial Pools and Museum. They first visited the North Tower Memorial Pool, spending several minutes looking at the names of those killed in the attacks, which are inscribed around the edges of both pools. Harry was seen putting a protective arm around his wife as they paid their respects at the monument. They then walked to the nearby South Tower Memorial Pool, chatting with Greenwald and Harris, before taking a moment of silence in front of a WREATH next to the survivor tree. The Sussexes then went into the museum, which sits underneath the reflecting pools, and offers a comprehensive retelling of the 2001 terror outrage. They spent around 30 minutes inside, before being driven away in a black Range Rover. Thursday's visit is the Sussex first public trip to New York City since their permanent move from England to Meghan's native California in March 2020. One World Trade Center, also known as the Freedom Tower, opened in 2014 after the original World Trade Center Twin Towers were destroyed in the 9/11 terror attacks in September 2001. The memorial's two giant sunken pools and cascading waterfalls have been constructed on the footprints of the original Twin Towers. The sides of the pools, which have been constructed from black stone, are inscribed with the names of the 2,977 people murdered in New York, Washington DC and Pennsylvania. The Sussex itinerary will also see them attend the Global Citizen Live concert in Central Park Saturday. That will feature performances from artists including Coldplay, Lizzo and Jennifer Lopez, and will take place on the Manhattan Park's Great Lawn. Harry, Meghan and other dignitaries are attending to draw attention to Global Citizen's call for the G7 group of countries and EU to share at least 1 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines with developing countries. The music event will form part of a 24-hour broadcast from cities around the world, which also calls for vaccine manufacturers to waive their intellectual property rights on COVID shots. Global Citizen Live and its supporters have further called for pharmaceutical firms to share mRNA technology used to develop the vaccines with a World Health Organization-backed medical hub based in South Africa. Harry and Meghan have become heavily involved in philanthropy since sensationally quitting the royal family in January 2020, after complaining of the pressure cooker environment and life in the spotlight. The couple have also signed huge deals with Netflix and Spotify, rumored to be worth a combined $125 million, to produce content for the streaming and podcasting giants. They kicked off their new lives as aspiring media moguls with a bombshell Oprah Winfrey interview in March 2020. The most sensational claim from the bombshell-laden chat saw Meghan, who is biracial, claimed that an unidentified member of the royal family had voiced concerns over the skin tone of the couple's baby while she was pregnant with Archie, who was born in May 2019. Meghan went on to refute claims that she'd made the Duchess of Cambridge cry in the run-up to her May 2018 wedding to Harry, and alleged that Kate had actually been the one to reduce her to tears. Kate has not commented on Meghan's counterclaim. Meanwhile, Harry confirmed a rift with his brother William, the Duke of Cambridge, and told of how his father Prince Charles, the heir to the throne, had cut him off financially. And the couple, who were expecting their second child at the time, also revealed to Winfrey that they were expecting a girl. Their daughter, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, was born in California in June. She was given Queen Elizabeth's childhood nickname, sparking controversy over whether the royal couple had asked permission to recycle the head of the royal household's cherished moniker. Harry and Meghan also paid tribute to the Duke's late mother Diana, who was killed in a car crash in Paris in August 1997 aged 36.